Love yours. No such thing. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's.
Hey, what's up? It's your fave, Ben Barbie, and you are tuned into Zone 4 The Sessions. Now, last week we had the amazing opportunity of having two creative directors, producers, writers, you name it, Keenan Vigne and Freddie, as they just created the brand new scripted series, Back to Basics. Now, one of our co hosts, Josh, had the opportunity to talk to them a little bit more about the meaning of the show and how it all began. While I had the opportunity of interviewing Tamika Manning, Felicia Claiborne, and Stacey Okafor, as they are some of the cast members, and they talked about how their characters really are important to them and what they mean to them. Now, I know you guys are wondering what's Back to Basics. Back to Basics is a brand new scripted television series here on Prairie View A&M University campus, and it dives into what it means to be a student. So I'm really excited for you guys to see that. But before we get into those interviews, we have to get into this very special The Sessions performance with J Boogie. So don't go anywhere.
Hey, it's Boogie. It was a matter of time, I'm too passionate. And I was always just after it, up in the scope, trying to boost my averages, killing the game, not a pacifist. They know that I'm never passing it. Get right back up, I'm just patching it up. I put it down, way more than a mug. If I punch in, I'm just spinning the dub. That mean I work the fruit of my labor. That mean I get it to spin it on paper. What you mean to me, it had used to be greater. You up in the dark and put on my, ain't getting gratuity, I'm not a waiter. That's not a dish, you just gon' miss me later. We'll study, my hits has a crater. Remember them days of hot box, I was a facer. As you see, my foot stay on the pedal. I get comfy, I won't ever settle. Might stay around while I'm searching for better. Could give you a year, you would fail to embezzle. As you see, my foot stay on the pedal. I get comfy, I won't ever settle. Might stay around while I'm searching for better. Could give you a year, you would fail to embezzle. Did I move with temptation or passion? Believe it or not, too familiar clashing. Some things you touch and wish it's everlasting. I wanted to do it, but got too much on my plate, and I'm big-eyed, no. I just know that I can't get it done. Gotta jump off the cliff, proud, land into some water I thirst. Thinking you can't make you worse. Take my stress away with a verse. Close to the Lord. I ain't been to church. Feel far from God like I'm still trying to search. Put in my all while commit to myself cause I'm tired of hurt. What do I have to do for me to show my worth? Got a head full of steam and the voice is gonna merge every time I feel up my down and up. Thank God for a shower and towel. Trying to wash off our history. Look at me now. Trying to walk from my past thinking you'll come around. Not everything is full circle. Want you to look back so I know it's half. Say something real so I know what we had. I went and got money while growing the scab. Was not even thinking that one of the two will not last. As you see my foot stay on the pedal. I get comfy, I won't ever settle. Might stay around while I'm searching for better. Could give you a year, you would fail to embezzle. As you see my foot stay on the pedal. I get comfy, I won't ever settle. Might stay around while I'm searching for better. Could give you a year, you would fail to embezzle. Sometimes you don't get what you want. You too busy asking. For me it was a middle of something. I fell asleep smoking on. You wanna be real with folks? Real is an action, I buy what you spoke. I helped too many and what I got back was talk. Why being real gotta come with a cost? You told them something, may help them get out it. How do they know it's supposed to be private? Only thing real is y'all change like a stylist. And when you help out, don't look for something that's you should know. You real, tell it to them only, right? You know you real, tell it to everyone. That's the new, get dip on that. He know that we real. I walked away, felt the pinch in my bag. That's real, you know how to act. Stab out a hug, cover some drugs. You suck at Jenga, can't keep it up. Really moving with passion, passing on things I only can imagine. Realize I'm stressing because of my passion. Don't wanna be real, got too much compassion. Hey.
How y'all doing, fellas?
Good. How are you?
Doing
good, man.
I'm doing great, man. And so, Keenan, my first question is, what inspired Back to Basics, and how did you collaborate with Gabriel and Freddie? And can you discuss the series evolution?
Absolutely. So, what inspired Back to Basics was, like you said, a collaborative effort between Freddie, myself, and Gabby. We started collaborating on this October of 2023, and we were just trying to come up with some ideas. And so, Freddie, having been a PV alumni, he came up with the idea of just capturing the essence of what a student will go through while they're in school. Somebody transitioning high school, college, and then somebody who might be in their 30s or even older, and what it would be like to try to go to school and then juggle school and their personal life. So from there, we started building, the characters. We started thinking about a location, and Freddie again, just decided. He said, "Well, why not Prairie View?" So it was like, "Okay, well, let's go with it." And from there, that's how we created this series.
I I totally like that idea because as a student currently, we go through problems as well. We
Right.
going through coursework and then we doing other things and then jobs and just doing this film. I think it would, you know, let students like realize like this is life. This is a life as a student, and so we all go through these things. We're not alone. And so my next question is, how do you manage your roles as a creator and cast member and back to basics? And what unique perspectives do you offer?
So how I manage is building a team. The team is very important because you can delegate responsibilities. So before I met Freddie and Gabby, everything was on me. Whether it's site location, casting, uh, doing the writing. Now I get to delegate their responsibility, and Freddie has done a great job writing and casting, other actors as well as extras and anything else that the series needed. So without collaborative efforts, and that's how we tackled on the challenges with the series.
Okay, so yeah, mostly like just that trio that just work together. I got your
Yeah,
back, you got mine. So
absolutely. And we're pretty much like one mind, right? So if I don't think of something, Freddie will think about it, and if he doesn't think about it, then Gabby would, and that way we're not missing anything. We have meetings, virtual meetings with each other as well as the cast, and we keep everything very well organized, and we write down everything and make sure that we're
awesome. Like, it's good to work together. It just builds that bond and that chemistry, and it's kind of hard,
yeah,
because you can't be selfish, and just hearing that, man, it's like just working together. It can create impossibilities to like things and make it possible in a way.
absolutely.
And so my next question is, what challenges did you face filming on a college campus, and how did it influence the storytelling?
One of the challenges was just to make sure that we was going to able to have access to the buildings. We were given permission ahead of time, and we received that um, via email. But my biggest fear was, okay, when we come on campus, are we going to have access to the buildings to be able to film? But PV and Prairie View has been so uh, gracious enough to let us film here. Everybody's been very cooperative, and we can't thank Prairie View enough.
Yeah, yeah. I seen your work, man, and I totally appreciate Preview just having y'all because
We
it's
appreciate it.
amazing. It's amazing,
Thank
and
you.
I
Thank you.
can't wait to see the film, man.
Absolutely.
I try looking at YouTube. I was like, where is it? Where was that? And then here it's not out yet. I'm like, okay, let me just be patient, and then once it come up, I'll be like,
Right.
oh, it's up. Okay, okay, let me click that.
Right. Right.
And so, and so my final question is, how do you balance entertainment and education and back to basics? And what impact do you hope it will have on viewers?
So I'm a student of learning, and I've been in school. I was in school for a while, um, and not only just being in school, but being on the job and getting that experience and um, just networking or just talking to people and just hearing their stories about um, coming from college or graduating from college and then going into the workforce and trying to get adjusted to all of those things. So one of the things I did when I was in school, I used to work for the Upward Bound program. So I went to UNO, University of New Orleans,
Okay.
and I worked with the Upward Bound program in talking to high school seniors into coming to University of New Orleans and getting them acclimated to everything, letting them know what all that we have, the challenges that they can face, the resources that we have that that they can channel into and ask questions. So I was going to school for engineering, and I was going to school to be a mechanical engineer, and I worked in the engineering department. So very frequently we would have students come by, ask questions, and not only did we answer those questions, but we would have other meetings and other things going on throughout the school to help make the transition from high school to college a lot better. And so with having that experience already and creating this series, it just helped to integrate those experiences into this series so that it can be more relatable to people, because I've been there and I've talked to people and I've heard, some of the questions or concerns that they had. So we pretty much address those concerns, and we also provide solutions to those concerns too in the series. So it's tackling everything. Yeah.
And so my final question is, though saying that, students are pretty much taking classes that doesn't match their prerequisites, is that going to be exposed to back to the basics?
Well, you have to wait and tune in. Right now, we're still in production of the series, and we're going to have a release date soon, hopefully. We're working on all of that right now. But we're going to tackle pretty much a lot of the issues that students went through going to school, even when it comes to financial aid. Sometimes you come to school a semester, your financial aid may not be approved. Why is that? Well, some information that the financial aid department may not have received, or it's taken a while, can hold students back from taking their class and getting through that semester, or even being able to start that semester. So we're going to tackle on those type of issues, and just like I said, the overall experience that students go through that I'm sure everyone can pretty much relate to.
Yeah, hey, you hear that? Hey, ain't no spoilers now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. And so, Freddie,
What's going on with my PV brethren?
hey, I heard you was the funny guy.
Man, I try to be. Man, what you got for me?
I'm learning. I'm learning today. I'm learning from you. I'm learning from you.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, man, classes in session. You gotta bring it back to the basics.
That's right.
Hey, I like what y'all did. Hey, I like that. And so, my next question is, what inspired you to venture into television production with Back to Basics? And how do you tackle the challenges of portraying diverse narratives such as those of the freshman characters?
Okay, so what was the first part of the question again? I want to make sure I heard it right.
What inspired you to venture into television production with Back to Basics?
So, COVID year, because real estate was flipped upside on its head, I was just sitting in the house, and man, I was trying to figure out like what's my next venture. And back in the day, like I'm young, like I'm old or something, I'm still young and kicking. But we used to have these talent shows growing up as kids, and I would go do stand-up comedy of some of my favorite comedians like Bernie Mac and Richard Pryor, Eddie Griffin. Like I would go do their stand-ups, and I will always win. And because I can portray a character just by hearing their voices, I can imitate them. And my parents would always tell me, like, baby, you need to go be a comedian, you need to go be an actor, you need to go do this. And I'd be like, no, real estate is where the money is right now. So I'm gonna stay over here in my lane. Yeah. And then, like I say, COVID year hit, and I was like, man, I gotta do something. And I remember one day sitting on my couch, I saw a post on my IG, so you ready to be an actor? I said, man, that's God talking to me right there. So let's go ahead and just dive into the entertainment industry. And man, it's been a godsend. I can't lie to you. I enjoy every bit of it. Now, the second part of that question is about freshmen and the narrative, stuff like that. Well, like I say, I came to PV in 2011, and a lot of these characters are personalities of what I kind of went through at PV. So that's the reason why I kind of wanted to bring the show to PV, to portray PV, to bring PV's culture into the show, and to show people that, man, like today's time, you have all these different students that come in with scars, bumps, bruises, baggage from high school. Right. They don't know how nobody to talk to. They don't have nobody that would listen to them. Well, we have an answer for that, and it's you have a mentor that you kind of find when you go to college. I don't know about yourself, but when I got to PV, I didn't have nobody to talk to about my problems, but I found a professor that I used to lean on. He was my mentor, and we grew up, and I kind of grew up with him, and I would always take his classes, and every time I would go through something, he would be the first one there to help me get through whatever I was going through. So we wanted to bring that realism into the show to show people that, hey, either you went through something or you have a friend that went through something. Well, we're gonna go through this together, and we're gonna come out of it. That way, you will have somebody to talk to. Now you have like a blueprint of how to overcome these challenges and complexities.
Right, I totally agree. Because freshman year, it was high.
I'm gonna be honest with you. My freshman year, I was on academic probation. I had too much fun. I had way too much fun.
I don't blame you, because freshman year you be like,
man, I went to all the parties and acted a fool. I ain't gonna lie to you. And man, I got that phone call that was like, hey, if you do this one more time, you're gonna be, I'm gonna be expelled out of school. I was like, you know what? I can't tell mom that I got kicked out of school. Mama worked too hard, got 2 jobs, stayed up late that night, managing bills and stuff. Yeah. Like, man, I can't call mom and tell mama I got kicked out of school. So I was like, man, let me go ahead, get my act together. So I understand, as freshmen, you trying to get out of a sheltered situation, because when you at home, mama or dad won't let you go out. They won't let you go out. Bedtime is this, got to be in at this time. Don't go out with that friend, don't hang with that person. But when you get to college, it's an open playing field. It's an open world. You trying to discover yourself. Yeah. Like, man, this is new territory. Yeah. And I discovered myself too much.
Yeah. And like freshman year, you just got that ego like, I'm out. Like, mama, I don't have to go to bed.
Yep.
I don't have to come home. Yep. When them headlights come on, so
you don't got to go to class.
Yeah, don't have to go to class.
Can't tell me the time I didn't do that. But I can't tell you.
Yeah, and Keenan and Freddie said, it was God calling you. And I just want to say, like, keep doing what you're doing, because you creating stars, man. And you creating people and creating their character and making them reach like new heights. And so I just want to say, just keep doing what you're doing, man.
I appreciate that. That's what the goal is. That's why I created the Vigne production, so that we can, give someone like myself, Freddie, and anyone else that's not getting the experience with acting, that experience.
Yeah. And so if y'all want to be an actor, hey man, contact Keenan. You know what I'm saying? He got you.
We're gonna build a studio right here on campus for all PV students that want to be a part of the show. That's what we're gonna do.
For sure, right. For sure. You hear it. And so I have one last question, Freddie. And that question is, how has filming on a college campus enhanced the authenticity of Back to Basics, and what challenges or advantages have you encountered during production?
Honestly and truly, this show wouldn't be as appealing as it is now if it was not shot at a college campus. In actuality, Prairie View was the perfect campus to shoot out. It's so much history and so much culture and so much embodiment that's here, man. We just wanted to be a part of it. And like I say, me being an alumni here, we have some cast members that are alumni here. Everybody knows Prairie View. So I promise you, when people see the show and they see the opening title and they see "Welcome to the Hill," God damn it, that's Prairie View right there. Be like, man, they was able to get on Prairie View campus. Welcome to the Hill. They see the Panther statue. We gonna hump day here. Man, they're gonna be like, man, this is actually at a Black prestigious college university at HBCU. And then what was the last part of the question?
And the last part is, what challenges or advantages have you encountered during production?
So I would say one challenge that we're having right now is that we want to get 100% access to the full campus, and we want Prairie View to be on board with that. We want Prairie View to be a part of this. And so I would say that was kind of like the challenge that we're facing right now, is we want to be able to get 100% access to the full university to actually show more realism, from student waking up in their dorm room and they walk up to the mirror and they be like, man, I really don't even want to go to class today. I'm not feeling it. and we want to capture them walking to the school, to the classroom. They're like, man, I'm still walking, but now I can turn around at any moment now and go back to my room and lay down. So we really just want to capture the full essence of what it is to be not just a freshman, but just a college student in general. So I think that's one of the challenges that we're facing right now. But every challenge is gonna get overcome.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay, I thank y'all. And I want the audience to know where they can find y'all in the
Um,
show.
okay. Well, my Instagram is at official underscore IJWBG,
Mhm.
which stands for I just want to be great. Kind of like a little motto that I live by. Also, the name of my clothing line as well. So
Okay.
that's where I can be found on IG.
Okay.
Okay, and as far as the show, they can find us on Back to Basics. So it's back the number two and basics 24 on IG. And on Facebook, it's the same, Back to Basics, no 24. But you can find us there. You can follow us. We give updates on the social media to let people know what's going on. Right now, we're not streaming anywhere because we're still in production. But once we are done with production and we're going to put it on the platform to stream, then we'll provide that information on those social media pages.
We're gonna go on commercial break. But what's up next is an on the yard segment with your boy Nick and Big Jesse as they go around campus asking students, what would you do if you was on the run like Diddy? So stay tuned. Thank you.
What's good, y'all? It's Big Jesse and your homeboy Nick, and we back on the yard. So today, what we got planned for 'em, man?
Man, we finna hit the Nerf Wars. They got Nerf Wars in the village.
Oh, this guy trying to get me.
We gonna see how they do under pressure, man.
We playing How Diddy Are You? Are you ready? Let's go. All right, and we back. Hey, we got two beautiful women. What's your name?
Tiana
and
Ken.
Kim. Okay, so the game is How Diddy Are You? What would you do if you're on the run like Diddy? Where would you go? What would you do?
Man, best. If I had money like Diddy, I'm moving to Switzerland.
Man, I'm going to Cabo. I'm gonna be on the beach. I'm gonna have a good time. Give me some Mai Tais. Surround myself by some beautiful women.
If I were Diddy, honestly, I would have just turned myself in.
Word.
Facts. I'd go to Jamaica, have some fun a little bit, like before I get taken away. I don't know. They're just gonna have to get me. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. They would have had to just caught me. Yeah.
Too harder. That's not fair.
Diddy. Or
You know, like what Diddy been doing. You gonna hop out the window? You gonna catch the plane? What you gonna do?
he going away for a long time, so you might as well leave if you got the chance. Live it up for as long as you can.
Right. If it was you, what you gonna do?
Live it up for as long as I can. If I was escaping, like
You jumping out the window? You turning yourself in?
Yeah, he definitely doing time. Like, I understand if he was like 5 years. Okay, I'll do a cool light sentence.
Nah, you gotta flee at that point. You gotta go ahead.
Yeah, it's looking
You
like
gotta
he's
go ahead
gonna
and
get
leave,
like
just like
35
him.
life type. So, yeah, I'm probably disappearing. I'm hopping. I'm
going
hopping
out
on
the
a private plane. Probably like
out the country somewhere.
wherever.
What country y'all going to?
That's a good question. Probably like Madagascar or something. Somewhere in the
Madagascar?
Yeah.
Okay, Madagascar, what about you?
I don't even know. Just anywhere.
Okay, ghost.
Just ghost. Look, what? Just disappearing. I ain't lying. Look, I'm gone.
Appreciate y'all.
Oop, my bad.
It's your homeboy Nick, Big Jesse.
And we out here, we in the field. You already know how
On
it's
the
gonna
yard.
go.
We gotta go.
On the yard, Nerf for nothing. Y'all already know.
And welcome back to Zone 4. It's your fave, Ben Barbie. And continuing on the Back to Basics Zone 4 takeover, basically, we have three very special ladies with us from the cast of Back to Basics. So I'm going to give them a chance to introduce themselves one by one and tell them a little bit about their character that they play on the show, because no one has seen it yet. So we can consider this a teaser, if you will. So I'm going to start with my lovely lady right over here.
Okay, I am Tamika Manning. I play Dr. Sanai Adams in the series, and I am a board member for the university. So, of course, my little So to speak, bougie character is trying to keep everybody in line so that we can make sure that we allow all of our lovely students to get educated.
Perfect. Miss Meow.
I am Felicia Claiborne. I play Miss Patty Mae. I'm the 70-year-old lady that goes to college for the first time.
Oh, I love that storyline.
I am Stacey Okafor. The character I play is Diana Hart, and she's one of the students. This will be her first experience kind of being around other people that look like her, because she kind of grew up in a predominantly white area. So she wanted to go to a HBCU to get that experience.
So one thing I noticed about the show Back to Basics, you guys are doing different experiences from all different types of people, because when you go to college, it's kind of like a fresh start. You meet people from everywhere. So were these characters kind of based on any personal experiences, or was this just, or not even based on, or do you guys put any personal experiences in these characters while you're playing them? And tell us a little bit about the acting process, like how that works.
I can definitely relate because I'm an educator in everyday life. So with me being a board member in this Back to Basics series, it's just like second nature. I am an assistant principal by day and also a doctor of education, a grad from Prairie View alumni.
Yes, ma'am. We're gonna touch on that. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I got my education, leadership, and counseling in here as well, which kind of pretty much goes with the show because we know a lot of our characters will need counseling at some point in this series. But yes, this is what I do day to day, just trying to ensure that our students are educated, and again, the same thing, being on the board and of course having that vision for the future of our minority students.
Right, just turning it up for the cameras. Yes. Of course. And you, lady?
For me, Miss Patty Mae always wanted to go to college, but started her family first. And once she raised them and got them out, she was able to go to college. So for me, this Patty Mae is a dedication to my grandmother, who raised her kid and wasn't able to go to college. So it has a little, Miss Patty Mae have a little feel to, my grandmother.
Oh, I love that. It's beautiful.
Me personally, the background of my character is very different than my personal life, but I can relate to my character in a sense that I struggled with some mental health issues when I was in college, just dealing with the pressure of everything and trying to navigate a new environment. So it's kind of easy for me to bring that emotion to this character. I can relate it back to thinking about the time when I was new to school and I had my struggles.
Definitely. And a lot of students go through these struggles and they don't know who to talk to or who to lean on. So I think a show like this is important because it lets students like me know, like, we're not alone. Like, it's people all over the world going through these same things. But I do have some amazing questions for you guys. So I want to start with you, Tamika. As you stated earlier, you are an alum. So what is it like visiting campus, being on it today? I'm not sure when you graduated, but I know there's been a lot of new things. Everyone always says these apartments weren't there and the baby dome wasn't there and the studio wasn't there. So what is it like? And is the environment any different for you?
It is different. It's amazing just coming back to see. It was 2010 when I actually got my master's in educational leadership and management, and then 2012 when I got my counseling master's. And so I don't know, it's like deja vu. I live in Dallas, but we would come down, and a lot of times on the weekends, a lot of us would ride together to come down and ensure that we received our master's degrees, because a lot of us are educators. But just coming in today, seeing the students walking is just an amazing feeling, because again, it kind of goes back to what we're trying to do to allow those students to see perseverance and of course stay the course. And so, everybody should get ready because it's going to be an amazing.
Of course. Production. I'm excited. I can't wait. And Miss Stacey, I would love to know, as an actress, what are some tips or advice that you would give to young aspiring Black actresses maybe attending campus right now? Like, what would you let them know before they jump into the big industry that is acting?
I think that it's important to establish a really strong foundation, because acting is definitely a skill. Typically, I categorize people into two different types of people. You're either a curious actor or you're a serious actor. And I feel like what sets those apart from being curious to serious is those who take their training very, very seriously. So I advise get into as many classes as you can. If you have any workshops available to you, maybe they're free, read as often as you can. Basically, grab as many resources because nobody has a real blueprint for this thing. We're all just trying to navigate this industry the best way we can. And specifically for Black actresses, know that you're worth it, you're worthy, and you are capable of playing any role, any leading role. Don't let anybody convince you that you're not a fit for a role. You can do anything.
Yes, ma'am. And Miss Felicia, my question to you is, how did you get involved in this project, and how was the aftermath of, meeting the creators and the founders, and just how has your experience been overall?
Well, the way I got into Back to Basic, I was on a commercial shoot with Keenan, and not knowing what he had going on, not knowing what my story was, I ended up resigning from my job in September, was feeling some type of way. Tamika and I worked on a movie last year. So one of the producers called and asked me to do a commercial shoot. Did a commercial shoot, ended up meeting Keenan, and I improv the older lady and had no idea that Keenan, had all of these great ideas coming. And so I ended up auditioning. Her name was Miss Bunny. He called the next day, wanted to talk to me about being in a series, and that's how I'm here.
Well, I love the journey, and I'm just excited to see you guys just flourish. Like, I'm excited to see the show. They were saying earlier, like, it's not out yet. I'm like, dang, like, I thought we would be able to watch it.
Not yet.
But I see you have a very special shirt,
Yeah.
and I know you guys want to tell our viewers a little bit about it. Look how cute that is. I want one for myself.
So the name of our university is Horizon University. It's Horizon State University. So these are our shirts that we have for the cast. At some point, we will make these available to students or to fans that's, looking at our series. So
Perfect.
we'll have plenty more of other things coming out as well as representing HSU.
Like merch.
Yes.
Merch.
Yes.
That's a big way people make money nowadays.
And as you see, we have the Prairie View colors. So to pay homage.
Tins.
Yeah.
I love the shirt. So once you guys are supporting, make sure you guys support the merch as well. Because you can't watch about Horizon if you're not wearing Horizon.
And then on the back, we have the name of the different characters.
Oh, really?
So it's BTB, all gas, no brakes.
Also, like, different shirts have different backs?
Well, no, each character have their name on the back of their shirt.
I see.
So this is one of our other actors. So mine will be Miss Patty Mae.
Oh, okay.
So this is, what we're going to be doing.
Package.
We have plenty of the merchandise coming out as well.
Perfect. So make sure you guys stay tuned for
Stay
that.
tuned.
So let's get into a little bit about Back to Basics. Back to Basics aims to uncover an untold story within Black culture while also addressing issues fixed by college students, what we're going through. How do you balance entertainment with education in the show, ensuring that viewers are both engaged and enlightened by the stories that are being told?
Well, I can speak for Miss Patty Mae. I actually was in school when my husband was killed in 2007. So I ended up quitting school in order to raise my boys. And so even though Miss Patty Mae is 70 years old, I still can relate to Miss Patty Mae because I was in school when my husband died. So this right here, it's going to reach a lot of people who have gone through different adversities in life. Just saying, it doesn't matter how old you are, you can always go and get your education. It might not be as easy as you would think it would be. Me playing a 70-year-old, of course, this is going to be shocking for a 70-year-old lady.
Right.
But I'm going to be in there and I'm going to engage. I'm going to show it doesn't matter how old you are. You can still get your education no matter what you go through. You can always go back. Yeah.
Absolutely. And let me just piggyback off of that. we know that as a people we've had struggles. School, we come to school, a lot of us were not born with silver spoons. So going to college, oftentimes I remember on weekends going home to shop at home at my mom's house, my dad's house, and getting grocery and gathering up tissue and all those things. So I think this show again will of course push students to know that no matter what, you have to stay the course. That college is not easy. You've got your education, of course, and you have other factors. We're trying to get to that place to get money, to get a better job, to live a better life. So you just have to stay focused, and that's what in every day. Sometimes it's hard. I mean, everyday life is hard, but balancing is the key. Talking to someone like mental health is going to come up. We'll address some of those issues as well. Who hasn't dealt? Mental health deals with anxiety, depression. Who hasn't been impacted by all of those issues? It's holistic for everyone. So
definitely. Do you have anything you want to say?
Likewise, I mean, Dr. Sneeka basically covered all the grounds, just taking it a day at a time, one foot in front of the other, and going through the storm head on.
Perfect. I love you guys' answers. I'm like, it's giving media training. Yes. Okay, so what impacts do you hope the series will have on its audience, young college students, especially regarding the themes of resilience, truth, and justice?
I think you touched on it earlier.
Never give up. Continue to stay the course. It's going to be hard. You might not have the money. You might not have a lot of other things, but still stay the course. And you have a support group to help you. Even though we're acting, we're still supporting each other, encouraging each other. And so that's what you have to remember.
And I think Freddie, one of the writers, just kind of touched on it earlier. Finding a mentor, someone to talk to when you are, when you hit a wall or you need some advice, someone that you can trust, that is. But being able to either journal or write, talk to somebody, it's therapy for all of us. Therapy is key. And it used to be taboo in the Black community, but now people are opening up to therapy and saying, this is what I need, in order to get to the next phase. Some people stop because they don't, and they think, this is too hard.
They're too ashamed.
Is too hard. Yeah, nothing is impossible, but you've got to work. Faith without works is dead. You got to work really hard. All of us, you talk about adversity. We were driving from Dallas. I think we got back to Dallas one night at 2:30 after filming here at Prairie View.
Wow.
And I had to be at work at 8:15. So you talk about perseverance. You talk about, staying the course. We got back, it's time to shower, go to sleep, get up, shower, go back to work. And so a lot of us have jobs. A lot of us have families. And so that's just the key. I mean, life is not easy, but everything is doable.
Yes, ma'am. That's a word. Life is not easy, but everything is doable.
Yeah,
I really like that.
It's not. It's not. I'm attached to it. I had a surgery in December.
Wow.
And I knew that this was getting ready to happen. And it was just like, Lord, you got to get me through this because I'm not going to miss this. And so, yes, you do put in the work. You're going to strive. You're going to go through struggle. But if it's something that you really want to do, you're going to do it no matter what.
And I think like the cookie cutter perfect life, it's just TV. Like even me personally, I thought I would go into school, everything would be perfect, but I ended up like I think Freddie said earlier, he was on academic probation. So was I. They actually took away my financial aid completely not because I was having too much fun, but just personal reasons with family my freshman year. But I took a break and I came back and I earned back my financial aid. So it's like, it's all about, if it's something that you really want, you can make it happen. It might be hard. It will be hard, but you can make it happen.
But then you appreciate it in the long run because you didn't give up.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. Don't give up.
Don't. Because I had to go to work. Because a lot of people might not know, even if you have financial aid, there are a lot of expenses that comes with being in school, away from family. Your mom's not cooking your meals. She's not doing your laundry. You don't have detergent at the house. So there's a lot that goes into it. And that leads to my next question, kind of. Can you guys, I know from an actor perspective, you guys are also included in the creative process. So can you guys kind of like share insight to that and like any challenges? I know they touched on challenges earlier, but any challenges that you guys have faced, and like how you overcame them as a team?
I would say the fact that we are doing this show very quickly, it does require a huge responsibility. So juggling both of the responsibilities on being the creative side and also being talent, it could be a lot of work sometimes, even though it's very rewarding work, it's very enjoyable work, but it kind of like relates to being in college and having to juggle a lot of things. So I would just say, yeah, just juggling, trying to balance the two.
Right.
For me, sleep deprivation because I love to sleep. But when Keenan released the scripts, I'd get home. I'm like, okay, I gotta get home. I'm gonna set the clock. I'm gonna spend an hour just running through my lines and running through my lines. So being creative and just trying to, ensure that you have the facial expressions, the intonations, So we're growing. All of us are growing, and on a daily basis, we got to continue to strive and we got to continue to work because we want this to be the best project to present to the audience.
Exactly.
And then you work on your character. You're no longer Felicia Claiborne. You're Miss Patty Mae.
Yes.
And so you have to go in with that mindset and with that attitude. There are times where you'll be on the set 10 and 12 hours. That's part of it if that's what you want to do. It's no different than you're wanting to go to a concert. You got to go to church or go to work the next morning, but you still do it because it's something that you want to do. And so for me, I put my all into this character, total different person. Well, have a little bit of Miss Patty Mae, but you just have to embody that character that you're playing in order to make it more believable, to make it more real. Because anybody can just say a line, but you have to own that.
Yeah.
You want them to feel like, wow, I felt that, So that's what you have to always remember.
And it's crazy that you said that because that leads into my next question. Because I know a lot of actors and actresses, they say like when you become a character, they sometimes find themselves like acting like that character off screen, or maybe thinking what would, for example, Miss Patty Mae, what would Miss Patty Mae do, in your real life? So do you guys ever, even in any past projects, do you guys ever find yourself getting caught up as the character you're playing?
Since this series, I've been Patty Mae almost every day. I can either come up with maybe I could have said this, or I practice on how I want Patty Mae to be, because you have to make that character believable. And I cannot play Patty Mae but then playing Felicia as well.
Yeah.
So sometimes the character calls you to do something that you wouldn't do ordinary. There are things that Miss Patty Mae might say that Felicia might not say, or vice versa. So for me, I put my all into my character, and I'm Patty Mae 24/7 because I'm steady thinking about what can I do to make her better. Exactly. Wake up in the middle of the night, read lines, So for me, she's 24/7.
How about you?
Well, for me, this comes to mind when I hear someone, if they say, "Oh," I think about that's a line that's in in the first episode, and I go, "Oh, it's right." And when I hear people say, "Oh," that's the first thing that comes to mind, like that from that actual scene, and I laugh to myself, I'm like, "Boy, I just really became this board member." Like, "Oh, it's right." So yeah,
that's very funny.
My mom is in the movie, in the series, and
oh wow,
a couple of weeks ago, she said, "Girl, I woke up and I just said my lines." I'll say her lines, and then it goes with her lines. So it's so funny because we're Deidre Jones and Patty Mae.
Practicing off camera, tapping into that other side. How about you, Miss Stacey?
I thought of a specific time where I played this Southern mother, and by the time the role was over, I couldn't shake the accent. I kept speaking in the Southern accent for like weeks on end. I was like, what is going on? So it does stay with you sometimes. You gotta shake it.
Yes. They have British people playing Americans and vice versa. So I know that's like hard to turn off, especially like you said, when you're on set for 10 hours.
Yeah.
You might think you're the Southern one. So I'm excited to see the show grow. I'm excited to see it. You guys, I want to know, or not me, I'm sure the viewers want to know where they can find you, if you have social media or anything like that.
Okay, so I am on IG at Dr. Tamika M, spelled Tamika, Tomikiam. And then same thing with Facebook, Dr. Tamika Manning.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm Lynette B70 on Instagram and Felicia Baston Claiborne on Facebook.
Right. I'm Stacy Okafor on Facebook. That's STACYOKAFOR. And I'm G.Goldmine on Instagram.
Perfect. And I'm not sure if you guys will know, but I want to ask, do you guys know like when the show might be out? Maybe the first episode or something like that? Or
Well, they got to stay tuned to our social media.
okay, perfect.
So,
And
yes,
remind us.
It's coming. It's coming.
I can't wait. Like, I'm thirsty, as you can see. I'm ready for it. And remind us of your the show Instagram one more time. I think it was
at Back to Basics 24.
24,
on
yes.
IG. And then Facebook, Back to Basics.
Back to Basics.
And that's back the number 2 basics.
Okay, so viewers, make sure you follow back the number 2 basics 24 on Instagram so you can stay updated on the show, on what's going on, because we really want you guys to support what's going on campus. That's what's most important. And I want to say thank you to these 3 lovely ladies.
Thank you.
I feel like I just made some friends. Oh my
That's
God.
right. That's right.
And
you're going to probably see a lot of us.
Yes.
You know.
I'm going to try to find you guys on campus.
Yeah.
I could be an extra or something.
Yeah, you really could.
Perfect. I
really
want to
could.
be, seriously. I'll drink the water and all of that. But thank you guys again for coming. It's greatly appreciated. So don't go anywhere and stay tuned.
We performed random audits, and when the last audit was done, we discovered that funds were going into the dean's bank account from money that was set aside for the university's future endeavors with the help of the president.
Yeah, hold up, whoa, so what you say? We flying up, we taking off, we flying up, we taking off, we flying up, we taking off, we flying up, we taking off. Hong Kong said I got it going on.
New school, new beginning. It's gonna be just like how it was in high school. You're that girl, you've been that girl.
You know what I'm trying to do. You know I'm trying to get back into school and everything and provide better for our daughter. It's not like you're doing anything anyway. You're probably just sitting on your ass.
Who in the hell's Professor Macklin? All I know is his class better be easy, because I ain't trying to work hard this semester.
Why is everybody so excited? Well, ma'am, it's because if the professor doesn't come within 15 minutes, class is dismissed. Is that what I think it is?
Wow, what an amazing trailer that was. So if you weren't already on the edge of your seats, ready to watch Back to Basics based on our interview, I know that trailer has you hooked. So make sure you guys stay tuned for all things Vigne Productions, and make sure you guys continue to support them because we love their energy in the studio. Shout out to Josh. She did an amazing job. And shout out to the amazing cast and crew that we had the chance to interview today. I mean, we really had the opportunity to see what the show means to them, which to me is going to make the show even more better to watch. But before we leave, I want to give a special shout out to J Boogie because he killed The Sessions performance, and also big shout outs to Sir Big Jesse and your homeboy Nick as they went around campus doing On the Yard with the very funny Diddy special. You know, we can't have Zone 4 without them. And I want to say thank you to you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time. It's your fave, Ben Barbie, and you were tuned into Zone 4. Bye, guys.